Sometime in the late 1990s or early 2000s, I was watching a news broadcast and they were doing a recap of the Grammy Awards. And because it was regular news, it was real short and it just dealt with pop music, album of the year, record of the year, and this artist won these many Grammys and so forth. It was just 1 minute. And when it was finished, the anchor that was on the TV made an interesting statement. And they said, "Man, I must be getting old because I've never heard of any of those people." When I look back on that statement, it wasn't that she was getting old. It was just that pop music was getting younger. It was focusing on a younger audience. And when I say young, I mean from child to teen, from like 6 to 12, maybe 6 to 18, maybe. But that's what I mean, just younger. And consequently, if you were an adult, if you were in your 20s and 30s, there was really nothing for you. You were either going to go along with the trends or you just had to leave. And when it came to the Grammy Awards, the Grammys started focusing more on the staging part of it. The stage, the props, the dance moves, the costumes, et cetera, et cetera. And the music wasn't as important. And that's how it's been for many years. That's why it was ironic that for the 2024 Grammy Awards, it was interesting that the most talked about performances was from songs that were much older and people that were veterans who had been around for years. So it was great to see Tracy Chapman perform a song that was released, I think, 40 years ago. And that's all it was. It was just a performance. It wasn't with a lot of dance routines and props. It was just a performance. Joni Mitchell also performed her song Both Sides Now, which I think was released first 60 years ago. And Joni's another one. She's a veteran. And because the Grammys really hadn't been showcasing older performers. It was all about the young artists and the young people and the young audience and children. So it was great to see that. There were some other moments. Billy Joel also performed, another veteran who had made music 50 years ago. So it was just interesting that was the most talked about events of the evening, was these veteran performers. Now, what's been happening with popular music as of late is that the music part hasn't been emphasized. And to be honest, a lot of the younger people, which not all of this is their fault, they haven't really taken the music part seriously. They've taken the celebrity part, they've taken the stage part, they've taken the stage part meaning like the dance routines and the show. And I mean, you have to practice those things. But how many of them are going to really sit down and listen to an album of music and really study what's on it? Whether it's the Beatles or whether it's Stevie Wonder or I mean, I could name many, many other people, but how many of them are really going to do that? Not many. You have some who do, and ironically enough, they're not part of mainstream culture. So it's going to take a while to turn that around, I think, to get more serious music appreciated in mainstream culture. But I will say this, having veteran performers featured on the 2024 Grammy Awards was a great thing to see.